Blissful New Dale, it's stuck in the seventh FredDale of Duck Betamax week. So here we are in the seventh day of a Chuck week, and we've basically realigned and restructured and re reformed the whole basis of the due reality. From which Dale arises into Dewey. So we are transitioning from the Fred, from the Fred, uh, Fed, fiat, fraud, folly to the current to do currency, which is truly, which is current and THC reality rather than Fred reality. So uh, I've been I've spent the morning in under DEWStar, integrating FredDale into Duck. So basically, Dale has been integrating into Duck for the last week during Betamax FredDale Chuck week, and we are almost finished. I reconfigured the fabric of the omniversal field to embrace the dichotomy between Fred and Dale, and figured out that Fred Dale leads always to Chuck Duck. The idea is that Fred Dale is the lead in to Chuck Duck. And what is Chuck Duck? Chuck Duck is the moment where the idea of resurrection becomes manifested. Um, so basically, Fred is the guardian of the hues, which are the Fred people. And then there are the Dews, who's were created in Dale's image. So we're getting down very much to the source of what the distinction is that defines the separation of the universe from the quantum integration of the universe. So as genius, I've been, as Roger, I've been integrating genius duck and duck to be able to understand how to navigate the dialena through the prolix in space that Dale has been in for the last 51 years, through the prolix in space to Ishbab, which is the goal and the ultimate resting place of Dale and the dialena. So, because Dale is not Dale Dewey Do, he's not Duck Genius Roger, he's not Dewster Stidonian, he is the dialena. So, dialena, Stidonian Malcolmuck, the greatest quack from Hackensack, is the creator of the dialena hospital planet Prolixin, which is based in Dale and protected by Fred. And this led to Dewey Duck out of Dewey's stealth, into total Chuck Duck. So basically, as I integrate genius and the math crunching at which genius is so brilliant, genius figured out, or actually Roger remembered. I didn't and nobody ever figures out anything. You remember. So I figured out that 666 points to the basic idea that every omniversal equation consists of 6 parts. There's the basic dichotomy, then there's the trinity that grows out of it, and then there's the 6 conclusions. So in terms of what I'm talking about, let's just say, what is the basic equation for Earth God? And so Earth God is a combination of FredDale and Chuck Duck. It is the merging of two, is merging of FredDale into Chuck Duck. And once M16 has connected with the armored divisions of Chuck, then the regime fell. So American ground Fred was the greatest American duck. No, the greatest Dale warrior. He was Agamemnon to Dale's Achilles. So throughout, he's always been my commander, but I revolted against him and withdrew from the Iliad battlefield because he took my war prize Briseis. And Briseis' father was a priest of the Trojan, or priest around Troy, and he went to Agamemnon, who was the commander of the Greek force, of the Trojan force, Greek forces. Agamemnon commanded the Greek forces, of which Achilles was a part until he withdrew from the battle because, as I said, Briseis, his war prize, was the daughter of a Troy priest, and he requested that she be returned, and Agamemnon, to avoid a curse by the gods, agreed, and so Briseis was given back to her father, and Achilles had a big problem with Agamemnon. And if you, in my interpretation of the Iliad, Achilles is the only true protagonist. He's the only actual hero that that is highlighted among all the warriors. Achilles was a hero. All the other Greeks were warriors. And like Odysseus and Agamemnon, and I think Menelaus and others. So what has been the goal of this week, of this FredDale Chuck, is to just get all the pieces of Dale in their separate containers. So we've gone through Dale, Dewey, Dew, Duck, Genius, and Roger, and now it's DEWStar. What is DEWStar? DEWStar is the greatest home of Dale under the DEWStar. The DEWStar is something that I created for THC to help it grow and to grow and not be bothered by the legalities of Fred, the lieu of Fred, because the lieu of Fred allows THC. Actually, it's been a process, but now THC is mostly legal in reality. Although I'm not sure about actuality. So let's see. Let's ponder what does DEWStar have to say integrating Roger Dale into itself. So what's your strategy for the next week, which I've called Resurrection Week, Resurrection Chuck. I'm basically putting myself on the line in saying if Resurrection Week does not physically manifest in some way, then I'm not going to say I'm God anymore. I'll just stick with Dale Duck. So, Fred, Chuck, those are the two pillars around which the Dale construction of rebuilding, the Dale rebuilding of Rosedale has been based around. So we are secure in our integration of Fred and Chuck into Dale and Dewey Deck. And so once Chuck and Fred are reunited, it is no longer Dewey Death, it is Dewey Depth, which is DEPTH. So that's the deal we moved on to. We moved from Dewey Depth to Dewey Depth. And then on the Duck side, we've moved from Dale Duck to Chuck Duck. So, and Fred Duck and Fred Duck no longer is aiming at sitting Duck to take his power. So, as I said, the secret to figuring out any situation is to create a six-step program. First, you come up with a basic dichotomy, such as FredDale, how Dale and Fred are two realities that are integrated, but they are separate. Fred and Dale are separate entities, even though that might sound. And Fred actually is the instrument of a Dale separation between Dale, Dewey, and Dew, which is why he basically got caught in the middle and died. So died physically to become the metaphysical Fred, who is the builder, the contractor, whose job it is to physically bring Rosedale back to reality, out of actuality, which it is in the mind of Dale, even though Fred is no longer here, and neither is Chucky. So Fred is Dale's greatest warrior, and Chucky is Dewey's best buddy. So, no, this is Roger. This is DEWStar. DEWStar. The mansion of Duck. The Christ said, I am building you a mansion. There are many rooms. This is the mansion that Jesus was talking about in THC. And as we integrate more from THC into Ishkabab, which is a rockstar heaven, which is where the dialine is headed, the idea of distance between the Fred and the Dale is increasingly narrowing between as Dales continue. So one thing I came up with is the distinction. I talk about Duck and Muck and or Fred and Duck and Fred and Dale, but what is involved in these terms? So Dale is the collective integration of Dale, Dewey, Dew. And then the secret sixth, so that's the basic God Trinity that Dale saw for himself. So basically, there's the Trinity, and then at the top is the duality or the dichotomy, which is FredDale. So taking FredDale with the idea that Fred is no longer has been basically physically removed from the planet. So that's the dichotomy. FredDale, then the Trinity of of God, of Lord, Sophia, and Christ. That's the core Trinity conveyed by the Bible, even though it was Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, because the Father, Son have to have the spirit of femininity with them. So the balance of the feminine and the masculine in the universe leads to the trinity of the cosmos. And putting those together, FredDale and NewCHUCK, you arrive at the answer, which is who is God? And the answer is the combination of FredDale and NewCHUCK, which is Dew, who created both. So that's I think it's time for a poem. Oh, it was. This sounds good. Asking a really big question. Do you have a significant other? So I'm more like a brother than a suitor for your heart. Trying diligently to grant romance to start because I find you overwhelmingly attractive. Since in spiritual realm you're active, having read many a sacred book, which often has your world shook. I love how you look when we talk on video phone. Hearing your voice a perfect tone, so I would love to meet, which to me would be a treat, making me blissful like long ago when I was in divine flow. But now I go to church, as through the years I search the world for an ideal bride, from whom I cannot truly hide depths of my immortal devotion, filling my soul like an ocean. It's Dewbaum, written in probably 2017. And I don't know why I'm like really sleepy. It's I haven't been sleeping as during this Betamax week. I haven't been sleeping well, and when I do sleep, it's good, but I just haven't been getting from the throne to the bedroom to the boudoir that often. So that's what's going on. Yeah, I'm not going to be obsessive about 30 minutes. So this is DEWStar. Welcome to the house. Welcome to the home. Make yourself comfortable. Just chill out. Just duck out and have a THC and have some THC. And I guess we'll talk tomorrow. Which is the Dialina Sabbath day at Dale Dialina, and so tomorrow will be the spaceship summary of the FredDale Chuck, which is now finally being realized. So have a great day and take care.